Well everyone, I thought I'd do a pepper progress video and show you all how these things are coming. They're doing really good and it's just amazing how much they've grown, so I thought I'd put it down. It's been about 10 days since the last one when they were actually turning around from the fungus problem, and now they're just going nuts, so I figured I'd put one out. Let's see what we got here. There's a couple that aren't doing so great. That's one of them. It's gonna make it, I think. Actually, I kind of gave up on it, and it keeps putting out. See, if you look right here, the leaves are real yellowish, but they're healthy and growing. There's even flowers on it, but see that some of the leaves keep coming out with some kind of either a bacterial leaf spot or something on it, but then there's other ones right around it that aren't. So I just keep topping it. Every time something comes out, I take the whole damn thing off, the whole section off, so that's why it looks so weird. But we'll see. If it doesn't make it, it doesn't make it. It's a moruga. I got a couple other ones going too, so no biggie. This ghost pepper, or chocolate boot, has got huge, and then it looked like it was gonna make it, and it just started shriveling up. So I think it wasn't quite gone, but now it's starting to grow again. It's starting to put out new leaves that look normal. So, oh, I ran right into a freaking spider web. Holy shit. Damn, that ain't cool. Shit's all over my head. Look at it. It's going from my damn plant all the way up to the edge of the roof. Anyhow, this thing's doing pretty good. It looks like it's getting full of little flower buds again, so it's gonna try again, I guess. It's real tall and gangly, but I don't know. Don't know if it's gonna do it. There's a bud on it. Flower bud, anyhow. Flowers look kind of odd. I mean, yeah, not the flowers, the leaves. See how little all these leaves were right here? And now they're starting to straighten out and actually grow normal like those. So who knows? Maybe I'll get a chocolate boot off that thing yet. It's like the third time it's grown to full size and then just gotten weird. This is I think this is a 7-pod white. This one's kind of hard to tell these plants apart. I got them all sticking together. And this one's got the yellow leaves just like the moruga over there, so it's growing though. It's not showing any signs of a fungus, so I don't know if it's just weak or what, but it's doing good. This one is the other moruga, or I mean, God, I'm all confused today. The other 7-pod white that's never had a pod on it, so it might actually be white. The other one I just showed you puts out red pods, but this one's really healthy now. It's just like a full upper deck of leaves. Looks perfect. There isn't a single problem with this, so we'll see. Got a bunch of flowers on it. I don't know if they're pollinating yet, but oh yeah, it's full of pollen. So hopefully I'll actually get to see if that's a 7-pod white. And this one is I'm losing track here. Oh, that's right. This is a 7-pod burgundy. This thing's cranking. This one's a real big plant. It's all the way up to here now. This thing is all the way back here. It's full. It's got little pods and flowers all over it. Every section's loaded. They're popping out like crazy. Really healthy. These 3 red Caribbeans are doing phenomenal. They're loaded with flowers. I mean, a lot of flowers plus a lot of pods. Which is kind of odd. They're full of pods ripening and they're still pushing out flowers. This one especially right here. It's just packed with flowers all over the place. Plus it's starting to ripen up all the pods on it. So there's just bunches of good ones on there. This one, if you look under there, there's all kinds of good ones. So it's doing good. These are going to make a nice sauce. That's why I grew them. I thought they were red sabinas, and oh well, these are just as good, and they're actually hotter than hell. Really hot. A lot hotter than an orange habanero. Well, that's that side. Let's see. These two have probably recovered better than any other ones out here. And this is the Naga morich. Holy cow, this thing is just badass now. I don't know if you'd remember this, but the last time I showed you guys this, the previous video, when I thought they were all going to die, this thing was sticks. That was probably less than 3 weeks ago. And this thing is just out of control growing. I mean, it's solid leaves now. Look at it from this side. You can get a little better view of what this looks like. This thing is just pumping out pods. I mean, loaded. Let me get under here and show you. It's like a big canopy. This thing is just packed with beautiful pods. This one right here is probably the nicest one I've ever grown. This Naga morich, spiky as hell. Just a beauty. I'm gonna have to pick all these today, but if you look, you can see what I'm talking about. There is probably every foot there's 15 pods. I mean, these things are just everywhere, and there's a ton more flowers. It's still coming. This whole side, and this other one right next to it is doing the same thing. These are all actually ripening, so you can really see them on this one. This one here has got, I don't know how many on there. Got this whole plant is just loaded. It's really wide. They're everywhere on here. Really nice specimens of Nagas. Really just packed. Let's see what it looks like under here. We got a bunch back there. This is all the same plant way back there. Bunch here. Just a really nice plant now. Both of those just came back like gangbusters. This one, I don't know if this one is, oh yeah, it's pollen all over that too. This is a brain strain, one of the 3 brain strains. And this one's really coming back nice. This one's all the way up to here. It's hanging out. It's growing really good, strong. Everything's podding up. And this middle one of the 3 I had is doing the yellow thing just like the other ones. A little bit of fungus left. I think it's still got a little fungus problem, all 3 of those. Every once in a while a leaf pops out of nowhere with that on it. So I just got a feeling it's growing and it's popping out little buds for flowers, but I don't know what'll happen with it. This is the 3rd brain strain. I know this is kind of hard to see what's what here. It's that's why I keep grabbing them, because it's hard. It's all just green foliage. So that one's really big. It's got some nice pods on it. These are growing pretty damn nice. There isn't anything ripening on it, but there's a bunch of nice ones hanging on it, getting ready to. And then that brings us over to the Naga cross 7 pod. This plant is, these are both doing really good. These are hot as hell too. They're really good pepper. I'm definitely going to grow it again. This is from Matt, the Naga 7 pod cross. These are all over. These are kind of small here, but there's some real nice ones on there. It's real tall. This one is growing kind of like more like a boot. It's in the 4 branches coming perfectly straight up, and it just goes way the hell up here. And this one's growing more like a 7 pod. It's all low and full. But this one, look how many pods are on this little short one. So sizes and everything. I keep telling myself that anyhow. Let me see. Yeah, there's a bunch under here. This thing is loaded. Even these low branches have got them on it. They're all the way down inside the pot. And then back there, those are all starting to ripen up the branch that's hanging down to the ground. This one's doing really good. They're all kind of ripening at one time here. And that back there is my primo. I think it turned the corner. I think it's going to make it. I pulled a lot of fungus off this thing. I keep pulling these tops, the whole top sections off whenever they go. As you can see back there, it looks kind of beat up and stumpy, but I'm just not going to even let it anything like that. Like right here. Here's a perfect one right here. See that? Yeah, it's gone. Any sign of that crap and I'm yanking it. So I just don't want to spray them again. I probably should, but it's so close to being gone, I don't want to put it through that again. That stuff really shocked them and kind of start all over with new leaves. So I'm just trying to do it this way. Let's go back down this way. So that row right there is doing great. This row, this one needs water already. I just fertilized and watered these last night and it's already drying out. I think it's because it's so big and there's so much hanging on it fruit wise. There's a lot of pods in this. This is what I found out is the Jamaican chocolate habanero strain number 4. That's what this is. One of my subscribers found it on Ramirez Seeds. It's the identical pepper to a T. So That's definitely it. It's a long Jamaican chocolate, and it's to a T. That's definitely what it is. So now I know. And that's why the pods weren't as hot as the super hot when I tried it. The some big fat chocolate habaneros on here though. And they are good too. The flavor is just outstanding. It tastes kind of like a super hot, but it's not quite as strong. So I don't know what the rating is on these as far as kind of Scoville, but it's up there pretty good for a hob. And it's pretty prolific, as you can see. They're all over the place. So that one sucks up a lot of water, obviously. This one is one of my 7-pod browns. Had 4 plants I planted. This one's just jumping all over the place. It's one of the taller ones out here. Comes all the way up here, and it's all the way over here into the Naga morich territory. And I should tie the damn thing up. It's kind of getting out of control. This is kind of a weird shaped one that came out. I don't know if you can see that without the sun being on it. It's pretty good size actually, but it's should be a little fatter. It's just because it started to grow right when the fungus thing was at, so it kind of started out weak. But there's a lot of flowers. Not too many peppers on that one. This one is podding up pretty good. This one's a little healthier looking if you look at it. It's a little more normal shape. So is this one right here. Growing really healthy. All the leaves look great. No sign of fungus, and pods all over the place on that one. I don't even want to get down on my knees and find them, but they're on there. There's a bunch coming on this. Just starting to pop. This one goes all over the place too. It's way the hell over here. It's hanging out and then mixing and matching with the brain strain over there. And this one is the most prolific of all of them, and it's the one that crossed with something. Obviously, when I got the seeds from Judy, it had crossed with something. I'm guessing a Naga, because that's what it tastes like now. But it's still blistering hot like the regular 7-pod brown, but comes out brick red. Kind of more like these last time they ripened, it was more like that. Let me see if I can get the sun off there. Kind of like that color, that brick red, and then it darkened from there. These are kind of brick red, but they're not quite as much brown in them as the last one, closer to red. But I'll tell you what, there is a lot of them. This plant is just loaded. They're all turning at once. It goes all the way over there. It's stretched way out. They're on the lower branches. They're everywhere, and they're still making pods. Got a bunch of new ones on there already. I haven't even picked these yet, but kind of a cool cross actually. I like it. The flavor was killer, and they're all taking on that weird red color. Kind of neat. These are my ghost peppers. They're kind of sparse, I guess, just like my last one last year was. They don't grow big fat leaves, you know, but it's tall. It's almost up to my chin, and the ones that were on there all just kind of ripened. They're not real huge ones. I got a bunch of varieties I'm growing next year to try to get some bigger pods. They're just always small for some reason. I get the wrong strains, I guess. But it's got too much leaves dying. A couple yellow ones there, but it was really bad for a while. So it's got a lot of flowers, and here's the other one. Same thing. Gangly as hell, tall. This one's really tall too. And ripening up. This is the Douglah cross with a boot from Matt. This one's coming back really nice too. It's getting big. It's almost as tall as that boot. It's way up here. It's flowering up. A couple yellow leaves, but that's no big deal. And there's lots of pollen, I believe. Last time I checked, they were doing really good. A little bit, not too much. Yep, not much at all. So maybe they won't make flowers. These are the 2 bad boys that, I don't know. This one, who knows? Probably not going to make it. These are the 2 Douglahs that I really wanted. They're a smooth Douglah that is just brutal, and that's the only reason they're still sitting here, because if they weren't a really good one, I'd already dumped it. And this is the Douglah from Hippie Seed Company that I don't really like. It looks badass and it's growing like a mother, but I mean healthy as hell. It never got phased by the fungus, so it's obviously a strong plant and a producer, and it's constantly got pods on it. It's always got one on it somewhere that's ripe. Really kind of firm, yet thin walls. They're thin, but they're not real mushy. And it just tastes like crap. I mean, absolute garbage. I will never eat another one of those. Not without being in something that really hides the flavor, because it is bitter. Ooh. This is my yellow 7-pod XL. It's just flowering up. It came back, and then it kind of slowed. Didn't really come back great. And now it's coming back, and I just now see some little pods forming on there. So that's good. This is a yellow scorpion. Got a couple badass ones on there. They're not huge, but they sure are. Oh, they're almost going orange now. I let them on there too long. But it's got some new buds forming on there. This is the other one. It's a little yellower like them other ones had that are still struggling with the infection, I think. But yeah, these leaves aren't really a bright green like you'd like to see, you know. But it's growing. It's got pods on it. It's got flowers on it, so I'm just letting it go. This is the habaneros. Peach habaneros. This came back really good. It's got really tiny leaves, just like kind of like a boot, and it's got some good pods on it. Really, these taste really good too. That's why I let it try so long, because it deserved it. They were good. So I got a few yellow ones on there, leaves, but no biggie. It's growing good. Here's one they're not really peach though, but they are good. They get kind of red. This is three butch teas. They're coming around really good. They came back strong, and now the sun's kind of getting to them, I think, but they're still going. They have flowers all over them, little pods starting on them. This is the Moruga blend, another one that's kind of struggling. It's still struggling. I don't see any new growth on there that looks, you know, anything to get excited about. It all looks weird. Same with the juca. Weird. You see some fungus still popping out here and there. Right there. Right there. So, I ain't gonna hold my breath on that one. This is the other juca, and I was hoping this one would actually make it, but it's got weirdness going on too. See the leaves? How weird. The new growth looks weird. But it's not dead, so what the hell. This is a little primo that's actually flowering and trying to make peppers, so it's not very big. If you look, it's only that big, so maybe 20 inches. But I see flowers on there. Yeah, I see pollen, so maybe we'll get lucky. This one is I don't know what the hell this is. I think it's a yellow brain strain. Yeah, this is the redhead stepchild that just will not grow regular green leaves like everybody else. They're that calico green. It's got freaking buds on it. It's got little pods on it, but it sure acts weird. This is the Fatale. That looks like it might go, but I don't know. I have a feeling the heat's getting to these out here. It's been really hot, and all of a sudden the new growth started kind of curling up when it came out like that. Getting a little brown, like it's almost like it's burning when it comes out. It's too hot. So, but I have no way of shading them, so they need to learn how to deal with it. Let's see, what is this? Oh, this is the habaneros that made the transformation into a normal pepper eventually here. Looks like it's going to be alright too. I don't see anything growing except some flowers, no buds, no pods. This is, I don't know what this is. This is the annuum, little Thai looking pepper. It's doing pretty good. It does not like the heat, and that's for damn sure. These are the three boots. This is 2 whites, and the last one's a yellow. This one's doing okay. They're alive and they're growing. They're all doing the same thing, and I believe it's the heat, but hey, they're trying. Getting bigger and bigger, pushing out pods. They fall off. The last ones fell off. Flowers. But hey, I ain't complaining. They'll go sooner or later. These are my 3 overwinters that I hate. I'm sick of these. They're just like ghosts, man. They're so big. This one right here is probably 5.5 feet wide and 6 feet tall. And I can't even see that, it's so bright out here, but it is just bare. There's flowers all over it, but no leaves. So I don't know how the hell it's going to grow pods. It's got a bunch on there, but they're not great. that's the gist of it for now. I was pretty damn happy to see it turn around like it did, man. I got green everywhere, I got pods everywhere, so it's nice to actually have it go right. Next year hopefully it does it right from the get-go, and I'll just have a jungle in here. These things will be probably 6-7 feet tall, hopefully. We'll see how it goes. But anyhow, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.